Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to Mornings with 60 and Me. Today is January the 3rd. It's a Tuesday. So I hope that you're doing great today, that you're getting off to a great start with your day and your year. It's been really lovely re-emerging into the world and getting email from people, getting people are back at their desks and engaged in their lives. And it's really fun. I love the start of a new year. It's always exciting for me. Had a lovely celebration over the New Year's, as I mentioned to you, and I hope that you did the same. I hope that it was fun and that you got some ideas for how you're going to move forward in the new year. Now, I'm drinking my cup of tea this morning. I've got my green tea, and it's a lovely start to the morning. I love green tea. It's good for you. And I actually had one over the weekend, last weekend, that was Assam Oolong, which is a green tea, but it was very interesting. It was a rare tea. It was a little tea shop in Lucerne, and I really loved it. So just about any kind of green tea I enjoy, but there are lots of them, lots of different variations, and that's one of the things I love about travel is that you get to experience all these different foods and drinks, teas, and people, of course. So today I wanted to talk to you about this because I think on the top of some of your lists this year is travel. And January is a good time to start booking those tickets for the summer. You get the good prices, and also it gives you something, gives you like a framework for the year, how you're going to spend your year, and if you're going to do any travel. Now, a lot of our women travel alone in our community, and either alone or with a friend, with a girlfriend or a guy. And it's really become a different world for travel. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I traveled to India alone. I had a backpack, very little money, and it never occurred to me in a million years that I would be in any danger. And I wasn't. I had a fantastic time. It was a very interesting trip, and one I've remembered all my life. But it was a time when travel was a little bit less worrisome. Now we've got things going on all over the world that are preventing some people from traveling. But for me, I think it's just a matter of being safe and sensible and doing things that are going to protect you from things that could occur. So, how you can stay safe is the topic for today's chat conversation. How you can stay safe when you're traveling. And hopefully these tips that I'm going to give you will give you some perspective. Now, anyone who's traveled alone will be nodding their head in agreement and probably have another 3 or 4 ideas they could share, and please do share your ideas. But these are just for people that are getting started, and a reminder, and trust me, I've actually been impacted by mistakes I've made when I've been traveling, and I'll mention those as we go. But it's not, the experienced traveler is just as much a victim to some of these things as others. So you've got to always approach every new trip with a fresh lens and be ready for anything. So the first thing is to improve your situational awareness. Know about the place you're visiting. Find out what safety issues there might be in a country before you leave. And don't make that a reason to cancel. I mean, if something has just happened, it's normally not, well, of course, not the whole country, and it's usually okay to keep going. But be aware of the things that could happen. Be culturally informed about what the priorities are. How women dress, for example. The goal, of course, is to just blend in, to not try to draw attention to yourself. So be street smart. Know how the transport system works before you get there, where to get a ticket, so you don't look like you're stumbling around. Be ready for a situation. One thing I always do is as soon as I land in a new place, I go sit down and have a cup of tea or coffee, and I just go to Starbucks or somewhere that I feel comfortable, and I just sit for 10-15 minutes, watch people, make sure no one's been following you, and just relax and read your notes that you've made. Get ready and be situationally aware. Be ready to deal with surprises. I mean, weather can happen. There can be natural disasters. Things that you have no control over. So just be, kind of, what am I going to do if? Have that kind of awareness. It's really important. Now, of course, be clear-headed at times. And when you get into a place, you're going to find all kinds of cool cafes and restaurants, and you'll have a few drinks. Be careful. Just be aware of, that you're savvy, that your head is clear. Have a drink when you get back to the hotel, but just be careful when you're out and about, keeping your head clear. Next thing is to safeguard your valuables. I never take valuables. I don't have that many valuables, but I would never wear expensive piece of jewelry or clothing. And anything that draws attention to yourself is not a good thing. Just blend in. Just be one of the people that you're visiting, and always take a copy of your passport. Take a copy of all your papers and keep them in a separate place. So keep your passport maybe on your little pouch on your bag, and then put another copy in your suitcase hidden in a zipped compartment, and then also give a copy to a friend or family back home. So if you do lose your credit cards or anything happens with your passport, you'll have another person that you can call and get all that information. So make copies. Also, as I said before, leave your expensive accessories and clothing at home. Just wear what's going to make you feel natural and comfortable and blend in. Know how to get help quickly. This was something that I actually didn't do one trip, and I really wish that I had. I was in a hotel. It was in Delhi, I think, and there was a lot of noise coming from the next room. And I tried to call down to the front desk, and no one answered. And it was getting a little bit loud, so I was getting worried, and I really wish that I had written down the number for the police. They did actually show up, funnily enough. It was somebody else must have called, a little party out of control, but it was nothing serious. It was just I felt I could have had that number, and it would have helped me feel secure. So know your destination country, know the emergency numbers to call. Of course, lock your doors. Double lock your doors. Make sure that you never ever open the door to anyone that you don't know is on the other side. If your hotel room doesn't have a little peep window or peep hole, then call down to the front desk. Just don't open your door to anyone. And also, I also do never accept a room on the ground floor. I always wait for a room I ask for a room to be available when I'm booking on the top floors, third or higher floor. Yes, you've got to deal with elevators if there's a fire or a problem, but in my opinion, I don't like staying on the ground floor in a hotel. And they understand this. So even if you're not traveling alone, you two girls, two women traveling alone, make sure you are up on a higher level. The next thing is to trust your instincts. This is super, super important. I know this is kind of, it gets kind of nebulous when you're traveling because you want to trust everybody. You don't want to be suspicious of people. And, you want to be nice. You want to be kind. But I've learned through experience myself that you've really got to anticipate, things that could happen, and just be aware. For example, once it happened to me, I was I think it was in Central Europe somewhere, and I was carrying too much luggage. And I was trying to get up some stairs by myself with this big suitcase and a backpack, and I was struggling. So this guy came up to me, a young man, and he said, "Can I help you?" And he smiled, and I thought, oh, sweet, that's really nice of him. And you do, because in Switzerland or in Europe or in Europe, maybe in your town, people often ask for help, ask if you need help, and you accept it, and it's okay. But I got to the top of the stairs, and he stopped, and he said, he held out his hand for money. And I said, oh, excuse me, I didn't know you were going to charge me. And I was really taken back, and of course I had no way to get to my money because I had my backpack. It was really not a good situation, and so he looked at me and he was quite threatening, like, I charge for this, and so I said, I don't have any money with me, but go sit down and I'll get some for you. And I walked away. And I sat down, and I sat with a group of people. And actually, funnily enough, I did get some money for him. I took, I think it was $1 out of my wallet, and I did. He had sat down another seat, and I went over there and I gave him the money. He probably wasn't going to hurt me. There was nothing that I was in danger of, but it was just, I should have followed my instincts, which were I started off the day, planning to be careful like I always do, but I let my guard down. I didn't follow my instinct. So that's one thing I think is probably foundational. It's the number one rule when traveling is, you get that hair in the back of your neck tingles, or you feel like your stomach, just something's not right. Is someone following you? Just use your instinct. There's a funny saying, it's like, not just because you're paranoid, it doesn't mean you're not being followed. And it's kind of true. You know, the world is a crazy place these days, and we have to, in my opinion, not let the few people that are out to do bad things make it bad for you. You know, to spoil your holiday and spoil your vacation, especially if you're traveling by yourself. So that's my chat for today about solo travel. I'd love to know what you're planning this year. Have you got any travel that you're planning coming up? I'm excited about a couple of things I've got going on. I'll tell you about them in another conversation. But I've got some things planned in February and March, and then later in the year as well. So I love travel, as you know. It's one of my passions, and I hope that I have helped you not to get afraid, not to be worried, but to be empowered. That's the way to travel, with confidence and feeling empowered. So, do you have any solo travel tips that you would like to share with our community? If you do, please leave them in the section below. And anything that you've learned over the years that's helped you, any tips for solo travelers, and also if you've got any travel planned, that would be fun to share too. Have a really fabulous day, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you all back here tomorrow on Mornings with 60 and Me. Bye bye for now.